We are called to be a free gift to one another. And in the marriage relationship, remember we said a shotgun wedding is not a valid marriage because the freedom has been removed. We are called to freely give ourselves. Remember, Christ says, "They do not take my life from me. I lay it down freely." This is what the Pope means by the freedom of the gift, a mature freedom. And this mature freedom expresses itself in one way through marriage, but in another way by abstaining from marriage for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Either way, these two fundamental Christian vocations, marriage and abstaining from marriage for the sake of the kingdom, both of these are a living out of the ultimate purpose and meaning of our existence. So let's take a deeper look at the top of page 23 and the freedom of the gift. The freedom of the gift. The first man and woman did not experience sexual desire as we do in this fallen world. And how do we experience it? Typically as a strong inclination geared towards my own gratification at the expense of someone else. In the beginning, it was not so. In the beginning, sexual desire arose from the deep recesses, you might say, of human freedom. See, in our fallen experience, we often experience it as a kind of compulsion. In the beginning, it was not so. In the beginning, they were free with the freedom of the gift. Look at the first bullet there. I say the freedom of the gift is the freedom to bless another, which is freedom from the desire to grasp and possess another. Lust is what inclines us, and sometimes we even feel in a compulsive urge to grasp and possess another for my own selfish gratification. In the beginning, it was not so. It's the freedom to bless another. This was an experience permeated by God's grace, by that new wine that we were talking about. Or in the beginning, we could say the original wine. The original wine that God poured out is what enabled them to love one another in this way. 1e. Man and woman are both naked without shame because they are free with the very freedom of the gift. This freedom lies exactly at the basis of the spousal meaning of the body. Now, our society talks a big line about sexual freedom. But what does our culture mean when it talks about sexual freedom? Do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, without ever saying no. We must ask ourselves, we must challenge what the culture teaches us. Is such a person free? Is an alcoholic who cannot say no to his next drink, is he free or is he in chains? What our culture promotes in the name of sexual freedom is the sure path to sexual addiction. Freedom means I have a choice before me and I can say yes to it or I can say no to it. If I cannot say no, my yes means nothing. If our sexual relationships are only the response to a hormone that we can't control, to an urge to merge that we have no dominion over, this is not love. This is akin to what animals do. Look at 1F. Here we mean freedom, above all, as self-mastery or self-dominion. In other words, I am in control of my desires. My desires are not in control of me. Such freedom is indispensable in order for man to be able to find himself through the sincere gift of himself. In other words, if we don't possess ourselves, if we are not master of ourselves and our desires, we are not able to be a gift to others. And we know this, don't we, in our own relationships, when someone's just treating me as a way of gratifying himself or herself, that this person is not free and this is not love. Love demands freedom.